بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. الفعل وأنواعه, the verb and its types. الفعل يدل, the verb indicates or refers to. يدل على can be translated as refers to or indicates. الفعل يدل على حدث. Hadath is action. Very important key word. We will see this word over and over and over again many times throughout this course. Hadath is an important central concept in Arabic morphology. الفعل يدل على حدث, action, في زمن معين, in a specific time. Action, zaman is time, and muayyan is specific. So specific time. Now there are three times, three different times: past, present, and future. Okay. So this is a critical part of the definition of a fi'l. يدل على حدث في زمن معين, in a time specific. ويحتاج, but that's not all. ويحتاج, and it needs إلى فاعل. It needs a doer. Every verb needs a doer. Remember that. Brainwash yourself. Every verb must have a doer, and the doer is called fa'il. Now, there are some exceptions, such as kana. We'll talk about the exceptions later. But the general rule is what? Every verb needs a fa'il. Yahtaju means it needs a fa'il. That fa'il is either zahir. Zahir means clear, manifest, apparent. That means you can see it in the sentence. Aw, or mudmarin, it's a damir, it's a pronoun. So the fa'il is either zahir. Zahir means clearly pronounced or heard or written. You can see it in the sentence. Zahir, it's apparent, it's manifest. Or it's a pronoun. Pronoun is we looked at so many different types of pronouns in easy introduction to Arabic, such as when I say sharib tu, the pronoun tu means ana. That's a connected pronoun. Yaqa'u means it occurs. Ba'dahu. What occurs after it? The fa'il. Okay. So the fa'il appears after the verb. Very important critical difference. Okay, so one more time, let's review this definition. الفعل يدل على حدث, action, في زمن معين, specific time, ويحتاج, and it needs إلى فاعل, it needs a فاعل, ظاهر, apparent, manifest, such as Fatima or Muhammad or Muslimun. Some fa'il, some word is mentioned right after it. أو مضمر, it is a damir. The fa'il is either a pronoun or a clear noun, such as Ahmad, Fatima, Khadija, Muslimun, something like that. And we'll see tons of examples. Yaqa'u, it occurs ba'dahu. Very important part of the definition. It appears after it. The fa'il in Arabic verbal sentence appears after the fi'il. Never comes before the fi'il. If you see a fa'il before a fi'il, guess what? That's not a fa'il. That's something else. You thought it was a fa'il. So remember, fa'il appears after. So highlight this part after, okay? And al-fi'lu thalathatu anwa'in. The verb in Arabic is of three types. Al-madi, past. Al-mudari, present, wal-amr. So al-madi, wal-mudari, wal-amr. Now these three terms, al-madi, wal-mudari, wal-amr, you are no stranger to these three terms. You have seen these terms many times in Easy Introduction to Arabic book, starting with book 1. So this is it. This is an important defining statement for al-fi'l. We have defined what a fi'l is. We defined what it refers to. We defined what it needs. And we defined the fa'il. And we defined the three different types of fi'l. Very simple sentence, but very simple expression, but powerful expression. It contains lots of rules. So some things to remember about verbs and doers. Now, I use the color red for doers for a very good reason. And you will see there's going to be a color-coded table in which we will use colors for different concepts. So file, I will use a red for, inshallah, in this textbook, or at least in this unit. There are three types of verbs: past, present, and an imperative command. A verb refers to an action in a specific time. A verb needs a doer. The doer of the verb is a noun that comes after the verb. As we will see in the next lesson, inshallah, we'll see tons of examples where the doer comes after. Tons, maybe more than 100 examples. The whole unit is filled with examples where you will see so many different types of files for so many different types of verbs. And the doer can be a clear noun, ismun zahir, or a pronoun. And the pronoun can be visible or hidden. And all of that will become clear in the upcoming lessons. We will see how visible pronouns work. And in fact, we saw them in Easy Intro to Arabic. We saw sharibtu, sharibna, sharibta, sharibti, sharibtuma, sharibtum, sharibtunna. All of those connected pronouns, they are visible. But now we're going to learn something new, which is a hidden pronoun, a pronoun that is implicit or implied. It's understood to be there, but it's not seen, heard, written, or pronounced. So there are invisible words in Arabic language, and we'll see those in the upcoming lessons. So check your understanding. Here are some questions for you to answer. What are the three types of verbs? If you know the answer, feel free to say it. What are the three types of verbs? The three types of verbs are al-madi, the past, al-mudari, the present good, and finally, yes, the command, al-amr. Excellent. What are the three times? We have divided up the timeline into three parts, and they are, the three times are, that's right, past, present, and future. And here's a question: which verb type is for the future? So, al-madi is for the past, right? There are only three times: past, present, and future. Al-madi is for the past. Al-mudari, the present verb, is for the present time, which is now. That only leaves us with one option or choice, which is al-amr, command. So the question is, how is al-amr, commanding verb, such as ishrab or ishrabi or uktub or uktubi, how is it for future? This is how. If I tell you ishrabi or ishrab, when will you drink? Will you drink in the past? No, I didn't even say it in the past. Will you drink it now? No, now is gone. Now is only a second. It's gone. So when will you drink? You'll drink after now. Anything after now is the future. Therefore, al-amr is for the future. Having said that, keep in mind that al-mudari' can be converted from present to future by using certain particles and using it in a certain manner. We will talk about that later in this unit, inshallah. The next question is, why are there exactly, or I should say, why are there only 3 types of verbs? Well, the reason why we only have 3 types of verbs is because there are only 3 times. There are only 3 times, and every verb must have a time, either past, present, or future. Why is it necessary? Why do you think it's necessary for a verb to have a doer? Why can't I have a verb without a doer? Okay, now every verb must have a doer unless, of course, is a deficient verb. Deficient verbs don't have to have doers because they're deficient. We'll talk about kana in Unit 2 extensively. The reason is, that's right, every action needs a doer. If there's an action, to answer this question, let's go back to the key part of the definition. Action, hadath. Every fi'l must indicate action, unless, of course, it's a deficient verb, which is not a normal or regular verb. Al-fi'lu yadullu ala hadathin. You've got to have action. If something is happening, who's causing it? Who's doing it? You can't have things happening and no one is doing it. That is impossible. Aqlan, rationally, logically, that is impossible. Any action you see, you witness, there must be a doer. And this ties into Islamic theology. You can't have things happening all by themselves and no one is doing them. So every action must have a doer. If there is an action, there must be a doer. And Allah is the fa'il. Ultimately, in reality, Allahu fa'ilu kulli fi'lin. Allah is the doer of every action. And lastly, how many types of doers are there? That's right, there are 2 types of doers. And the answer can be extracted from this definition right here. Fa'il can be zahir, clear noun, aw mudmar, or pronoun. And the pronoun can be either explicitly mentioned or it could be hidden. Okay. So there are 2 types of doers, either ismun zahirun, clear noun, or damir. And the damir pronoun can be hidden or explicitly mentioned. Here are some challenge questions for you to think about. How many verbs are there in Surah Al-Fatiha? What I would like you to do is go through Surah Al-Fatiha and see if you can identify some verbs. And also look at Surah Al-Fatiha and see if you can identify how many clear nouns do you see in Surah Al-Fatiha. And finally, how many attached pronouns, damir muttasil, do you see in Surah Al-Fatiha? This is a great practice. Go through Surah Al-Fatiha and identify those, inshallah ta'ala. And once you have identified them, let me know through comment, and then I can confirm the answer for you. والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.